Okay, so I had a member that was interested in how good the Pro Minis work. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of do a quick demonstration of that. But while I was at it, I wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit more about the lights. There's a lot of light discussion going on right now as far as what they're billing as cheap lights and what it costs to really get into good equipment in this hobby. Well, I'm here to tell you these aren't cheap lights. Just because I make them to where they're available to the hobby at a really good price doesn't make them cheap. So this is a cheap light. This is made in China. This is a copy of my shortwave light here. And they were saying, people saying too that, well, all the LEDs are basically the same. It's just the reflectors are different and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not true either. The LED that's used in this light right here from China is the same LED that I use in my Pro Mini. Not the same LED that I use in my Pro. This is a more expensive, better LED than what is in these lights. And you know, like I said, this light, same LED that I get in my Mini Pros. So there's a misconception there, but I wanted to clear that up. They're not all the same LEDs. Yes, a lot of the reflectors are different. I spent many months going through many different reflectors before I finally figured out the one that I wanted for our lights, but that's here nor there. So you know, this is a $100 light from China. This is a $65 light Pro Mini, same LED and driver basically that this has in it. This is a $100 light, but this is my Pro, better LED. Then this is the new one, which is gonna be, this has got the quad LED in it. Don't worry about your eyes, you won't get blinded here. So anyways, this one with the quad LED, this is like, they charge like $350 for the lights. Basically, it's one of these, one of my Pros. They finally started using these housings a couple years ago. I've been using for almost 4 years. But anyways, it's basically one of these housings with one of these LEDs in it. The problem is this housing can't dissipate the heat good enough, overheats, so these drivers, even the driver in this one is regulated by heat. If it gets too hot, it dims down. Well, that takes about 6 minutes in this light with that quad LED in it, where with this one, it never reaches that temperature to where it cuts down. It does have the driver in it, but it's not necessary. It doesn't overheat. So anyways, this is like they charge like $350 in this housing for a light that dims down, doesn't stay on constant brightness. This one stays on constant brightness. I ran it for almost 3 hours, just short of 3 hours on fully charged 26650s is when it finally went out at full brightness for the entire time. So this light I'm expecting is going to be right at about 175. This is the L2, the Convoy L2. Right now I am having to modify the heads on it to accept the driver and everything that I'm putting in them. They do have, it is using Hoya filter glass in these and will be for the $175. So anyways, this is going to be a good light. The thing about these lights, just, you know, I built this one and designed this one to be exactly what it is, a hunting light. And the type of hunting that we do on our beaches down here, totally different than a mine dump hunt. These lights with the, you know, spots with a little bit of a flood on them, not much, is better because it can see down in between the rocks. Mine dumps, they don't really necessarily do that. They look on top. On the beaches, we try to look down in between stuff to find the rocks down deeper. And that's what the more intense light does. So the smaller the beam, that gets it down in there better. So that's why we use that. Now this one puts out more UV, but you know, the further you get away, and the wider the beam, the less UV you're going to have concentrated. Where these, up in New Jersey, I mean, these were going 15 feet, no problem. And granted, you know, that is some really bright material up there, but this isn't going to go the same 15 feet, but it's going to give you a broader area to hunt. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of a demonstration of all that. Included in that, been a lot of talk about, well, if you don't have a field lamp, you don't have the right equipment to go hunting for fluorescent minerals. Well, this is a really awesome lamp. It's built by Santiago Andreas. He is a moderator in our group. Anyways, it's a 35 watt or a 75 or 70 watt. And I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a demonstration using this as well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and kick it on right now, at least for the 35 watt. I'm going to let that warm up. It takes a little bit for these lamps to warm up. Unlike the LEDs, boom, they're on, you're ready to go. Also, I have an Ingenious Design, one of their minis, which shortwave, and I'll go ahead and compare it with our mini, just so you can see the difference. This is a $150 light. This is a $65 light. Anyways, I'm gonna have to come around the other side to do all this. The edge of this table from here to where these rocks are behind me is 6 feet. It's 8 feet to this side of the table. I don't know how much of it you're gonna be able to see once I, you know, get back here, but let's go ahead and give this a try. So let me see if I can see what we're doing here. Yeah, kinda. So I'm back at the 8 foot point, back behind the edge of the table. So this is the Pro. And it's, people that have been in my living room before, they know this is a darker end of the living room. I don't have the overhead lights on. Now the rocks on the right, those are mid-wave rocks. That's why you're not getting anything out of those. But so anyways, this is the Pro. And like I said, that's at 8 feet back here. So, and naturally, I am showing you probably the brightest rocks that there is. And you can also see right there in the middle, there's some Challenger Cave calcite. And kind of cool because it's just dark enough in here that you can actually see. Yeah, it is still glowing just a little bit. But anyways, so there's that 8 feet with the Pro. So then let's go over here. That's at 8 feet with the, haven't gave it a name yet, but that's with the quad LED. And like I said, you can kind of see that it's not quite as bright, but it definitely covers a bigger area. 8 foot, I mean, you'd be good to go there, hunting out there in New Jersey or wherever. So now let's go over here. So here's the Pro Mini. We're at, behind the table here, we're at 8 feet. So you could hunt with it. I'm not going to say you can't. You know, our mini long waves, people have hunted with those as well. These have, as you can actually see, the Pro Minis have a little bit of a better spread to them than the Pro. The Pro's more concentrated. So then we'll go with Ingenious Designs, their little mini here. And you can see it doesn't quite light the rock up on the right. Doesn't really do much for that core sample, just that one piece of willemite on the right. So there's the Ingenious. There's the Pro Mini. So you light up all of them. Not quite as much with the Ingenious. So one more time. Pro Mini. Pro. Pro Mini. Pro. So You definitely see that the Pro is definitely a lot brighter. But like I said, these use a different LED. Okay, so let's do the mid-wave on the Pro. So there's the mid-wave. And then on the right there now that's lighting up, that's actually stuff from the Purple Passion down in Arizona. And there's some material from Canada as well. There is the Mini. The Mini Pro. Like I said, not bad for 65 bucks. People can actually afford to get in the hobby with a good quality, inexpensive light. Not a cheap light like people have been trying to push. And then, I mean, I'll just show you that's the long wave in the Pro Mini. You can see that Challenger Cave material. Let's see, this is the Pro Mini. So definitely brighter, but a little bit of spread with it. So these three together 165. This one, Ingenious Designs, 150. Okay, so now let's go over to the field lamp. That's 35 watts. Let's go back to the Pro, okay? And this is a good lamp. Doesn't have a lot of hours on it. So there's that one. There's the Pro. There's a field lamp, 35 watt, which I think those are like $500. Or there's your flashlight. Here's your $175 flashlight with the quad. Here's the field lamp. You tell me what you're gonna hunt with. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and kick this up. We're gonna jump that up to 70 watts. I'll go ahead and let that warm up just a little bit. You can see that the field lamp is actually lighting up the material. See, now 70 watts, you're doing pretty good. And you know, it's got a massive, that's with the light. I don't know if you can see how far away that's aimed away from it, and it's still catching it. So this has got a really nice spread on it for a field lamp, but that's 70 watts. So you got your, you back it up to 8 feet. There you are, 70 watts. Now let's go back to the flashlight. That's the L2. I'm sorry, but I'm still liking the flashlight. Now, if you want to hunt, 4 feet out in front of you, then you're going to get a nice spread. Much more than the flashlight. The flashlight's still picking up a lot more, as you can see. So there's, nobody's been showing the field lamp against the flashlight. They've just been saying, the field lamp is the proper equipment to hunt with. So let me try to see if I can do this. So I originally, there we go. Not sure how that's going to work for you guys, if it's going to turn it sideways or not. Better go back this way. So the real reason that I made the minis was so it shows you could, you know, you could pick out minerals while you were at the shows, and you can use these lights. And see the rocks at the shows. They kind of fit in your pocket. That's what they were designed for. But, like I said, they can certainly be used to hunt if you wanted to. So anyways, lots of misconceptions going on right now about lights. I hope this clears some of it up for some of you guys. I wish somebody would have done this for me when I first got into the hobby. But anyways, so there they are. Hope you enjoy the video.